In this video, I am going to be doing an election prediction map if the election were held today. We are literally 5 days out from election day, and as of right now, Donald Trump has a lead in the swing states, and he has a very slight lead in the overall popular vote. Now, a couple of the swing states have gotten a little bit tighter based on recent polls. There was a CNN poll that came out that showed Kamala Harris was leading in Wisconsin and Michigan, but the rest of the states are either toss-ups or leaning towards Donald Trump. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the video. We're going to work our way from west to east. We have safe, we have likely, we have lean, we have tilt. Safe is 10 points or higher. Likely is going to be between 5 and 10. Lean is going to be between 2 and 5. And tilt is going to be between 0 and 2%. Now I'm going to leave Nebraska second for last. I'm also going to do the swing states last. And I'm going to do Maine's first congressional district, which is going to go for Trump most likely. And then we'll go ahead and fill in the map from there. So here we go. So the safe states out west for the Democrats, for Kamala Harris. These are states that are going to go for Kamala Harris by 10 points or higher. We have Washington State. The Seattle metro area controls the state politically. That's just what it is. Over half the state's population is there. The Puget Sound area, whatever you want to call it. Lots of white liberals. Asians particularly vote for the Democrat Party. A lot of Asians up there, Hispanics, etc. Then we're going to go down to California. It's going to be a safe blue state. We all know why. It's California. And then we're going to click on the state of Hawaii, which is going to be a safe blue state. Now, Oregon is actually going to be a likely Democrat state because it has shifted a little bit towards the right. The rest of Oregon outside of Portland and the Willamette Valley is a lot more conservative. And the Portland area has seen a slightly rightward lean over the past election cycle because of the crime and some of the stuff going on with Antifa, etc., as we all know. Now we're going to go into some of the Mountain West states, and these states are going to be, of course, safe red. These are going to be the states of Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, North Dakota, South Dakota, Kansas, and of course Oklahoma is going to be a safe red state. And we'll just go ahead and continue into the Midwest, and we'll do some more safe red states because these states are likely going to go to Trump by 10 points or more. Missouri, Iowa has shifted up to the safe red column. State of Ohio, we'll go ahead and continue in the southern states. Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and we'll go ahead and click on the great state of Florida. Florida's going to be a safe red state as well. And I missed Indiana right there. So that right there is where we're at so far. I'm going to go back out to the west and I'm going to fill in the likely states for Kamala Harris. I believe strongly that Colorado is going to be most likely under 10. But I don't think it's going to go safe blue. I just don't believe Colorado's going to be safe blue this election cycle just because of the backlash towards the Democrats and Kamala Harris. But Colorado has shifted over into the Democrat column. Lots of ex-Californians and white liberals have moved in and changed the state. It's not the same state as it used to be. Also, the state of New Mexico, we'll switch it over to lean. I've seen some polls out of New Mexico that make the state look a little bit closer, but I don't think that New Mexico is going to go to Trump as of right now. I think Trump's going to be doing a rally in Albuquerque, but it's just not going to be easy for Donald Trump to take New Mexico, not this election cycle. And we got one more likely state out west, Alaska, and we'll go ahead and fill in Texas as a likely state because it's probably not going to hit 10 for Trump, but it's going to hit most likely between 5 and 10, maybe 7 to 8 points. And then we'll go back to the Midwest and we'll fill in the states of Illinois, and we got Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, the upper Midwest. Those states are going to be swing states, so we'll leave those for now. But Illinois is going to be safe blue. We all know why. It's Chicago and all of its suburbs. Let's go into the Northeast. We're going to hit New York. It's going to be a safe blue state. Vermont's also going to be safe blue. New Jersey is going to be safe blue. Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maryland, and I'm going to put Delaware as a likely Democrat state. It's going to go blue, but it's not going to be as blue as some of its northern neighbors. And then we'll go ahead and start filling in the congressional district for Maine and Nebraska, because of course they allocate their electoral college votes based on districts. So for the Nebraska 2nd congressional district, that's going to be the one that Kamala Harris is going to win by a most likely a lean margin between 2 and 5. So that district's going to be a Kamala victory, which is only going to be one electoral vote. But overall, the state is going to go to Donald Trump. Okay, the rest of the state will be a safe red state for Donald Trump. Always has been for the past few election cycles. It's not going to change now. And then we're going to go ahead and go into Maine. Maine's 1st congressional district is going to go to Donald Trump by a pretty solid margin. So we'll leave that one as a likely red victory. Then we're going to click on the 2nd district and then Maine at large, which of course is going to be a Democrat victory for Kamala Harris. Okay, so now we're going to go to the state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's a swing state. We're down into the swing states now. Let's see here. Okay, so we got South Carolina is also going to be a safe red state. Okay, and when it comes to New Hampshire, we do see some polls out of New Hampshire to show New Hampshire is a tighter race. I do believe that New Hampshire is going to be a lean Democrat state at this point. I just don't think that Donald Trump's going to be able to flip it as of right now. That may change in the next day or two based on how the polls look. But as of right now, New Hampshire looks to be a lean Democrat state. Might even throw it into the tilt column. Let's throw it into the tilt column just because. Okay, so that leaves Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. I do believe that Kamala Harris is going to win Minnesota by a lean margin as of right now. That's the home state of Vice President candidate Tim Walz. I just don't believe that we're seeing any data or that this is the election where Minnesota is going to flip red. But we'll keep our fingers crossed. I don't think Trump has put a lot of time into Minnesota, and he is rightfully not putting a lot of time into Minnesota. It's just not. It just doesn't make any sense to do so. And we're going to go ahead and go into the swing states now. Virginia is still going to be a tilt victory for Kamala as of right now. I don't see it switching over to Trump as of yet. I do think that Nevada is going to be a tilt victory for Donald Trump at this point. I don't see it going to Kamala. I think the polls are very tight. I think they're saying that Republicans are up in the early vote by over 40,000. Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA group is doing some good work on the ground out there, so I believe that he's going to do well in Nevada. Arizona, I think Arizona's going to be a lean Republican state between 2 and 5 points, along with my home state of Georgia. North Carolina is also going to be a lean state for Trump. And then, of course, there's Pennsylvania. I think Pennsylvania is going to shock a lot of people. I think Pennsylvania is going to go by at least 2 to 3 points for Donald Trump. We've had some good work going on the ground for the group by Scott Pressler, registering people to vote. They're hitting gun ranges. They're hitting, churches and just all kind of places to get the ground game popping in Pennsylvania. So we have 2 swing states left in the upper Midwest. These are going to be the hardest 2 states for Trump to win, in my opinion. I believe that Wisconsin and Michigan are going to be tilt Trump or tilt Harris. They're going to be that close. I do believe, based on current polling, that Wisconsin is going to be a little bit easier for Trump to win than Michigan. Michigan, of course, is the most liberal of the 3 Rust Belt states. And based on how the polls underestimate Trump, I do believe that Donald Trump can pull Michigan off. The polling shows that it's tight right now, but we'll just go ahead and let Trump squeak it out in this prediction. And when we look at the map right now, the map is completely filled in. And then, of course, there's the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. We know it's going to go blue by a safe margin. So that's the map right there. You have 312 to 226, which looks like a landslide victory for Trump in today's metric, of course. and we'll see what happens on election night. But I may be doing one more election prediction video between now and election night based on polls that come out, and I want to do an early vote election prediction video. So that's the video. Like and subscribe.